It's December 2023, and today the WWE Mattel Elite Squad dropped a video giving us the final year-end reveals for Mattel.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Mattel Reveals recap video. In today's video, we're recapping the December WWE Mattel Elite Squad video that of course went up on WWE.com, and they also had a picture gallery where I'm grabbing these pictures here from. And of course, December 2023, we are almost to 2024, so the Mattel team got together, and of course, in the Christmas spirit, you did have, of course, Johnny Gargano, you had Tommaso Ciampa, DIY back again in the Elite Squad together, I guess. You also had Sam Roberts hosting the whole shindig there, and we had a special guest, Santa, of course, a favorite of the channel, R-Truth, go way back in the day, R-Truth as Santa, and they did a lot of a recap, and they announced a few new things. We saw a few things there, but altogether, it was kind of a lackluster compared to some of the other reveal videos we've had in the past, and you got to kind of expect that a little bit with the holiday season, not a lot of eyes on things like this, a lot of stuff going on out there. It's kind of the way they roll into the new year, and it felt like a few things that were new, but a lot of stuff we've seen before, especially in the video, as they really recapped a lot of stuff in the video. They had the, the gimmicks and the gags there with Santa pulling out all these different things. Here's $1 Million Man, Legends, things like that. So we saw a lot of stuff we'd seen throughout the year, but we did get a few announcements, and not a ton of stuff, but enough stuff to warrant to take a look at in the video, of course. Now, they showed a lot of different things, of course, Ultimates and Legends, specifically the Elite line stuff. Not too deep into new announcements for any of that kind of stuff, but we did, and this is where we're going to start the video here today, is the Target Legends Series 22. As we do know, new packaging style, new year, new you, but we got the Legends packaging style changing. Some of these figures we first saw, of course, at San Diego Comic-Con way back in July. A little bit of news announcements here and some stuff that really excites me for the future. But we saw Legends Series 22, of course, the Sultan, Muhammad Ali, which we'll get to, Hulk Hogan, Ichiban Hulk Hogan, I believe as he's known as, and then, of course, Captain Lou Albano. So we saw that. A fairly heavy hitter lineup right there. I am here for all four of those. Maybe one, not as much, and we'll talk about it, but let's go through these real quick. Let's see the Hulkster here. Hulkster's got the finger-pointing hand, but about this time, it was the point to the sky hand, I think is what he did over in Japan. You got those cool 70s, early 80s glasses going on. I'm here for those glasses. And then he's got the black trunks going on, white boots. Definitely a different look. And then you get that classic Ichiban Hogan shirt there. So very, very cool to see this one. And we get a lot of Hulk Hogans. We know all about that. Heck, we're doing a top 5 Hulk Hogan figures again this year on the channel. So this one starting off hot in 2024. Between this, the Chase, and the 3-pack that we got from Target coming, there's almost your top 5 list in the first month or so of 2024 for 2024's best of top 5 Hulk Hogans. But Ichiban one looking good, a little bit more hair on top as well. Thought that was pretty cool. Like I said, this is part of Series 22. New packaging design on these, so it'll be interesting to see how that resonates with the consumer out there. I think it'll do okay. It's a nod to the past with a little bit of a nod to the future is how it feels like to me. But looking good in the package there, the Hulkster. Now, we do get a Chase version of this one here, and it looks to be the boot color and the knee pads is really the only difference here. Same hands, same shirt, same glasses. To me, in my brain, of course, I got to get both of them. I'll display one with different hands, the other one with a different set of hands, one with the shirt on, one with the shirt off. That's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to have one full-on ring gear with the glasses on, one without the ring gear, entrance gear, I should say. going on for Hulkster. That's how I'm going to make him different in my collection. But Hogan fans will be happy to get a Chase Hogan. Hogan usually sells, so it should work out pretty good for Hogan collectors. Now, first time in the line, and I don't think last time in the line, I don't think, you never know, I guess, could be in the Coliseum Collection Ultimate one day. But Captain Lou Albano, after making a stunning appearance in the Superstars line in 2023, we get Captain Lou coming in hot in 2024 in all of his manager glory. He's got that record. We got the Superstars. You get the extra hands. You get the Hawaiian shirt kind of vest, and then you get the classic LJN-inspired t-shirt is what I always say. You get those. So it really is a 2-in-1 Captain Lou. You could have him looking both ways. I'll probably pick up 2 of these ones. I'll probably wait and play a little of that long game, though, is my plan here. But Captain Lou looking good. We first saw a little bit of a, I think it was digital was it digital renders or was it actual like grayscale prototypes? I think we saw at San Diego Comic-Con weekend. Well, now we're getting it here, and I'm always a champion of 80s managers. The more managers, the better, but this is one we really do need in our collection, so I'm very excited to get Captain Lou here. Could Cyndi Lauper be around the corner? I guess we'll see what ends up happening there, but Captain Lou going to excite a lot of Legends collectors, there's no doubt there. Now, the biggest surprise of the day here, and a little bit of the head-scratcher, is the Mattel Elite Muhammad Ali. And we always talk about getting the most out of your molds. Well, we also got to get the most out of our contracts. We know that firsthand, of course, with Mr. T. We saw him in the WWE Masters of the Universe line. We saw him in the Superstars line. We've seen him in the Basic line. We've seen him as a referee. We've seen him in the Ultimate lines. We saw the 2-pack with Piper. We saw a retro figure. They got everything they could. They squeezed until there was nothing left out of Mr. T. They're still squeezing as we talk. I think we're going to see the same thing with Muhammad Ali. He can't be a cheap name to get into the line, so they're going to get as much out of him as they possibly can. There's rumors and cancelizations, I don't know where it sits right now, of another referee Muhammad Ali figure possibly in the Basics line. We knew we got that Ultimate Edition from San Diego Comic-Con. Still, actually, I think you can still get that at Mattel Creations, and that is the 2-in-1 referee boxer. Maybe this is a way to make it cheaper for the fan base that want everything because it's a 2-in-1 figure over there. Now you can have your boxer in the Elite line. You can have your ref in the Ultimate. I don't know. I don't know. However way you slice it, though, we are getting Muhammad Ali here in the Legends line. Pretty similar to the Ultimate. Of course, elite articulation here. You do get a robe with him. Maybe not as detailed in the robe department. You get some extra hands there. But it's basically the Muhammad Ali, and I think this will be the peg warmer of the bunch. I said that even before it came out for San Diego Comic-Con. If you guys remember on the channel, I said, hey, Muhammad Ali is great. He is a big superstar. I remember finding out months before that I didn't leak it or anything, but I knew months before, and I kind of scratched my head because I said, the UFC boxing fan base, they are vibrant. They love their properties. They love UFC. They love boxing. They're just not a fan base that takes the next step into action figures like wrestling fans are. It's been a proven point. We've seen Jax, we've seen Jazzwares fail with UFC. We've never really seen successful boxing properties. Now, Muhammad Ali, absolute legend, known throughout the world. A lot of people love Muhammad Ali. But how many of those people that love Muhammad Ali are going to take that next step and buy an action figure? And we've seen that play out with the Mattel Creations exclusive. It's a great exclusive. It's a 2-in-1, really plays a lot of hits, fills a lot of holes in collections, but it's not for everybody. And I think we're going to see the same thing with this Legends figure here. It will be a cheaper price point for maybe those who didn't want to pay up for Ali before. They can get this one. But it's just one of those ones that's a little strange, but it really feels like to me, not knowing anything, it just feels like, hey, we got to get the most out of our contract. We know we got a retro coming. Wouldn't be shocked to see a Superstars in the future for him as well if that line does end up continuing. I think they're just going to get as many Muhammad Alis out there as they can because it's a business at the end of the day. But Ali, the weakest link in Series 22, if you ask me. But very cool to get in there. There's no doubt about it. Now, the one that really is probably the sleeper and one I think a lot of people will be excited for here is Rikishi, but in his Sultan persona. And it just makes me want a manager Bob Backlund, manager Iron Sheik to go with this one. I want to really build out that shelf with the Sultan. But I see this Sultan, I love it, but then I look at it, I thought about those two, Bob Backlund and Iron Sheik manager. Then I look at this and say, man, could we get an Abdullah the Butcher out of this too? So there's a lot of stuff that could go on with this one, but I'm here for it. Cape season being represented really early in the first of the year. Usually that's for Lando, but nope, it's for the Sultan this time. Beautiful headdress, beautiful cape, extra hands, big body mold looking good. You get the classic boots on him, the good kind of maniac face there. I am here for this all day long. This is an early contender for a top 10 in 2024. A bit of a deep cut, as we do know, but very, very cool. Now, we've gotten a lot of these Rikishis lately, greatest hits, things like that. Could we get cleaning up the streets Rikishi? Could we get gang member Rikishi? I am here for that all day long. We'll see if that ends up happening. But that is a pretty cool figure, that's Sultan, and a very interesting, very diverse lineup there in Legends Series 22 that was shown in the packages and promo images here today. But we were not done. We move over to Target, our good friends at Target. Of course, Target has a limited edition, Ultimate Edition, just like Walmart does. And we saw this for the first time at San Diego Comic-Con as well. And now we're seeing the package images, the promo images here today. And it is, of course, one Yokozuna coming with the classic winged eagle, multiple head sculpts, multiple hands, all the ultimate bells and whistles. The largest Ultimate figure so far here. And, of course, he will be a regular and in a plot twist, as we did know, but we're seeing it here, is the Chase Edition. So you're going to have a red tights, trunks, whatever we're calling what he wears, red, and then we're having one in white as well. Very, very cool. It's got the, I guess, red pants on both. You got the black and white belt. I don't know, there's an official name for it, but you know what I mean. But that is the difference between the two. They do look very different, but at the same time look very similar. It's nice, though, if you're buying two of them, you get different heads, you get a robe, you get a bucket, you can use different hands. You can mix them up, you can do some smoke and mirrors and make them feel totally different, and that's what I'll do in my collection here. I'm not sure how well this Yokozuna will sell, though, as an Ultimate, as right now we see The Rock peg warming as Ultimates. We see a lot of Ultimates starting to peg warm a little bit more than they used to. Now, they started off as heavy-duty peg warmers, then COVID hit, they really exploded. Now we're back to some peg warming, and pretty much every single one of them you can find with a little bit of work, usually for at least cost plus shipping at worst. So we'll see how Yokozuna ends up doing. I'm just not sure, and I think a lot of Ultimate fans like myself a little bit worn out here in 2023, as I was all in part of the Double Up Club, and now they're adding 3 figures to each main line. Then you got store exclusives, Amazon exclusives, things like that. It's beginning to not feel as special as it once was. Now it feels like just a truly another line out there with the elites and basics. So I'm not sure. I'm still on the fence, but I'm leaning towards getting out of the Double Up Club on the Ultimate Editions. Could be so hard to say goodbye here sometime in 2024. We'll see what ends up happening there. But Yokozuna, another legend. Legends usually sell maybe a little bit better than a Bobby Lashley or something, a current star. Nothing against Bobby Lashley. But I'm not super excited for this Yokozuna. I know some people say it's the most exciting Ultimate ever, but I think there's a lot of people on kind of mine where it's nice to have. I'm not against it. It's just not at the top of my legend priority list. I think that's a fair enough assessment right there. But Yoko coming hot, and like I said, I think there's enough meat on the bone to really carefully display 2 and make them feel totally different than they actually are. So there it is, Yokozuna in the Legends line. We also saw on WWE.com, they showed some of the little kid toy stuff, but we don't cover that on the channel, so we're not passing that. But I think this was the perfect kind of end of the year live video, or I guess it wasn't even live, but taped. I think it was the perfect way to go. You don't want to have a bunch of announcements because they'll be lost in the holiday shuffle. I think it's stuff we already knew, show some pretty images, just a little bit of stuff, hold us over, and then maybe come in hot in January, February. We'll see what the Elite Squad has for us. But it should be a very busy and expensive year in 2024 from Mattel. But an interesting video, a quick watch, really. You can kind of fast forward through a lot of it, or better yet, just watch my video. You're good enough there. Who knows? But an interesting one. But we'll see what 2024 brings. Of course, housekeeping on the channel. I am in the thick of best of list. Check out the Patreon to get them all early, but we got a ton of best of lists in the action figure variety going on right now. Hopefully you enjoy those. Hopefully you get your list together and put them in the comments of some of these videos. But expect a lot of those as we finish off the year. A lot of stuff going on the channel. A lot of stuff to come in 2024, including a new book. Oh yeah, I've talked about it. I got a book coming out, so be ready for that in the next couple of weeks or so. Fingers crossed on all that. So there it is. The final Mattel Reveals Elite Squad video of 2023. Bring on 2024. Any thoughts from you guys on this? Anything you're extra excited to see? Are you all in on the Muhammad Ali? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Of course, you made it this far. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on the old notification bell. We got videos every single day and then some. We got 2 YouTube channels, and both those channels do roll up early to the Patreon. Patreon, the best way to support the channel and all the content it does bring. You can also support the channel at ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. And don't forget social media. SirPaul64 on the X, the _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, and on Instagram. So, for a little reveal, I'm a little Kyle. Yeah, sure, why not? See you guys all real soon.